Hello, traders, and welcome to tradingwithbill.com. I'm Bill. We're in Pattaya, Thailand, and we still have cloudy skies. Must have rained last night. Roads are wet. Looks like we're going to get some more. I don't think I've seen the sun in 4 days. It's just been rain, clouds, rain, clouds. Yeah, welcome to summertime, I guess. But it's been cool, so the weather's been really nice. Absolutely gorgeous yesterday. Really nice, cool breeze. Sliders open, doors open. It was really just very unusual for this time of the year. So let's get started. A lot to talk about, a little bit of time. And dollar index up at 94.73 today. Yeah, moved up a little bit. I was in the U.S. session for about almost close to 2 hours. And my eyelids couldn't hold it anymore, and that was the end of that. So what do we have for data for today? Looking, and I haven't cheated, so I haven't seen any of this before. CPI month-on-month, year-on-year for June. Looks like a big one. PPI for June. Euro core CPI. CPI year-on-year for June. That's the big one. Heading into the U.S. session, building permits for June and building permits month-on-month. Housing starts, probably going to be a number to watch. Retail sales. And then we get into, looks like Fed Chief Powell is testifying again. Oh boy, here we go. And crude oil inventories again today. Crushing crude oil inventories. And of course, gasoline inventories. You know, I only started watching gasoline inventories a couple of months ago, but they are pretty interesting. But they're not market movers. They're not, you know, it's not going to change what's going on in the market. So not really a big deal there. However, what is a big deal is what's going on Wall Street. So let's take a peek. Here's what's going on Wall Street. So oil has taken a little move to the downside. So, you know, don't get panicky, but at 65 looks to me like an awesome opportunity to buy this. We're at 66.9, and that looks like an opportunity to buy. Now, you know, this is up at pretty significant support if you take a look left of the chart. So I would say this is a time for this to kick back up. And my thing is, the farther it pulls back, the stronger it's going to be to, you know, pull to the upside. And you can see on my little indicator down here, it's called a DNA indicator. Just watching this blue line, you can see it's pointed straight to the upside. So looking for oil to go. So if you're into oil, I think this is a pretty decent opportunity to buy. Take a look next to it, the dollar index. Currently is at 94.98, staying strong. You know, this dollar index is staying strong, and we're in mid-July, right? So that's a good thing. You know, last year I think we were at like 10 at the dollar index. Gold is dumping like a rock. Now, that's a correlation thing we got to watch here. When you see oil in the same direction as gold, somebody's lying. And it looks to me like oil's lying. Gold is just going to continue to dump. It's at 116.12, folks. Yeah, that is really taking a hit. The VIX is also taking a hit. We're just barely at 12, okay? Barely at 12. We're at 12.06. This is another one that you really don't want to see happen here. You know, this gets back down to 11. We're just going to be in some serious summertime gloom. Right, we don't want to see this back at 11 and 10. And just like I said before, you know, the VIX normally this time of year is at 10, you know, and it's not a good thing because we're not seeing movement. But we're seeing movement, and that's a good thing. The ESs are on the upside, and the Euro futures, 6E over here, right here, is on the downside. So that's what's going on Wall Street. Just keeping an eye on the old Wall Street there. That's our data. Let's get to the charts. Got a new setup. I really am trying to get this charting package down, and so we can flow through charts and get a lot of data out in a short amount of time. So my feature today is the Aussie dollar. So this is our new it's a 3-chart setup here. So basically what we have is we have a daily, we have a 4-hour, and then we have a 60-minute Ikimuku cloud here. So what do we want to look at? You know, when we talk about, you know, a pair, you know, what do we want to look at? Well, we want to see, first of all, that everything is correlated, and we can see in this, on all 3 time frames, This pair is extremely, extremely bearish. This is below the cloud. You know, if you look at the daily, it's just hitting down. But we're coming up to this 73.80, and it looks like this is some significant support, so we might get a bounce here. Look at the 4 hour. Again, we're coming up to an area that's support, and we can get a bounce there. So when you look at all these three together, this looks like something really interesting that we can say, hey, listen, it's either going to do one or two things. It's going to continue to grind to the downside, or we're going to get a nice bounce here, and it's going to take a move to the upside. If you look at the Ikimoku cloud, you're saying, hey, listen, this thing is below the cloud. Our focus is to stay bearish, right? Our focus is to stay bearish. Now, this is a 60-minute. When I show you my other charts, it's usually always on a 30-minute. Okay, so good stuff here. So when we want a pair, we want to really look at, we can come to this setup and we can see exactly what's going on the higher time frames. They call it a high to low look, right? We're looking at the higher time frames, working all the way down to the time frames that we work in on a daily basis. And as you all know, I trade on a 30-minute chart. All right, so let's see if we can get to it here. So here's our regular chart. So take a look at the euro. Now the euro took a nice bump here, and that's because the dollar index took a hit yesterday, a good hit to the upside. So we're just about pretty close to 95 on the dollar index. So the euro is moving kind of nice here. So not a difficult pair to decide what we want to do here, right? I would say, hey, listen, folks, let's not be foolish. But this sweet little thing looks like she might want to come to the upside, possibly a buy opportunity here. You're going to have trouble here at this 200 and this 55 EMA. So, that's where we would want to see our pullback. So we want to see our pullback about there. Right? So at this 55 and this 200 exponential moving average, we're going to pull this back. And yes, I am, because I know somebody's saying it, I am going to move a 200 exponential moving average on all my Ikimoku charts. I've always had 200 exponential moving averages on all my charts. So we will be doing that without a doubt. So pull back, 200 exponential moving average, and sell it. I'm not selling it here, folks. It's not better because we have a nice wide open space. And we got some room here. This can take us down to 1610. That's a 50 pip trade if you wanted to take this from below. I'd rather get this pullback to the 200 and then take it further down. We'll see what happens. The moving averages are pointing down. We do have angle separation, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, we can take a look at the pound today, and this pair just continues to stay in trouble. The poor pound, right? Yeah, just continues to stay in trouble here. This is our range that we put in here yesterday, right? Now this, is now down here, right? We'll just do that because that's the low right there, right? So again, you could say, well, you know what? At 31.20 or 25, I'm going to buy this up to that 55 exponential moving average, and if it crosses up there to the 200. Why would I say to buy it, even though I'm bearish? I mean, look at this chart. I can't get no more bearish, right? Why would I say buy this? Well, this is a pretty long trip up there, 31.20 all the way up to 3200. That's a 90 pip. That's a 90 pip ride, right? So why wouldn't you take that opportunity possibly to to take this to the upside? And so today, I'm looking, to see if I can get in this to the upside, and this down move will stop. The other thing we can do here is we can always just throw in here a Fibonacci, right? And we'll just take this down, right? And we're still coming up to the 618, folks, or the 50%. Either way you look at it. But I want to come up here. I want to come up to the 786. I'd love to come up to this 200 exponential moving average. I just think there's an opportunity to buy here. You're going to get in trouble, though, at this 51, and that's at 31.70. Okay, so that's 40 pips, right? That's 40 pips if you just get up to the 50%, okay, that we can make to the upside. I'd much rather pull back to the 200 and sell it. My bias is bearish. But this just is a long ways away, and It's almost 90 pips to resistance. Let's see if we can get in on the other side and buy this to the upside. Well, you don't hear me say that very often, do you? Oh my goodness. What else do we got? Let's take a look at some Ikimoku charts. Hopefully I did this right. There we go. We got some Ikimoku charts. You know, if we take a look at this, I wish these charts were bigger. But let's take a look at the new zero, because we did not take a look at the new zero on the other charts. Wow, this was yesterday. Remember we talked about this big candle yesterday, right? I said, hey, watch it. Be careful. This baby's going to come back down the downside, right? Remember that yesterday at that point, our green line in the past was pointing to the downside. Our future line also was pointing to the downside. Look at this baby. Yeah, right on back down. Now price is back to the mean, right? It's back to where we started yesterday. We're back to where we were. So it had some data, came out, boom, nice data, boom, all the way back down again. Here we are sitting right now, basically in no cloud. If you look at this cloud, of course, we're below it. You look at this cloud, and the 26 periods back line is showing us to go to the upside. So maybe we're going to get a retrace up to this resistance line on the cloud, which here is saying to the downside, right? The red line is our future, what's going to happen in the future. So what are we looking for here? Yeah, let's take this bad boy down, folks. Right? Let's see if we can get this down and sink this to the downside. Or it's just going to continue, right? It's technically, right, underneath this cloud, but I'm looking at this cloud. This really is not giving me a lot of information. This is giving me a lot of information. Folks, this gets down to here. This is just gonna tank. Okay, this is just gonna tank. I'm hoping that this basically does a fib here, pulls back, and then gives us something to work with. Let's take a scan over here. Let's take a look at the pound yen. Let's take a look at the pound yen. So, you know, this pair has always been, you know, a pair of motivation, really a pair to get you going. And this pair, you know, just look at this. This is just such a classic Ikimoku trade setup that worked, right? This grinds. Look at these little candles in the cloud. We know we don't trade inside the cloud, right? We're moving right along here. Everything's great, right? Boom, cloud ends. Now we got a tiny little cloud. Still sideways, nothing here. Goes back into the cloud, right? Get a candle, red candle. You said, ooh, wow, you know what? Maybe this is a time to take a move here. A couple of things to watch here is, look at this. Wide open space here. Wide open space. There's no price action left of the chart, right? Big red candle. This red candle is your entry, folks. Comes back down, gives you a pullback, and continues to the downside. Where's your stop going to go? You know, this Ikimoku even tells you where your stop's going to go. It's going to go probably 10 pips above this which would be a resistance line. I'd put it 10 pips above, maybe at 149.20, 149.10, right? Stick your stop there. If this doesn't go into this goes into the cloud, get the heck out of there. Or if you get 2 or 3 lower highs, get out of there, right? Just get out. It's just not working. But if it's just a pullback, you know, just keep it. As long as you don't go through that cloud, you're fine. We're still in a bearish mode. We're still going to keep it to the downside. Take some off, right? Scale out. I scale out. A lot of people scale in. I scale out of my trades. I go in full throttle and I take out as the trade moves on. And use your other tools. There's nothing wrong with using your other tools, right? Nothing at all wrong with it. And yeah. Right? So, you know, use your tools, right? Boom, right? You take that down to there, boom, bang, thank you very much, right? This moves to the upside. Listen, at the 50%, I'd be concerned. This looks like this is a good area to continue to the downside, right? Continue the downside to 50%. You got some stuff left to the chart. You got this little mess here. And of course, the 618 is probably do an overshoot and take it down. If you get past both those levels and you're still short, I would say, well, maybe it's time to get out of your trade, right? We don't want to get hit in the head too many times with the 2x4, right? You know, if it's not working, get out, folks. If it's not working, get out. Especially now, we're in summertime, right? We are in summertime. Traders, I know I'm jabbering a lot and I'm talking fast, but I really wanted to get everything in today. This is really fun and exciting that we're using Ikimuku and we've got some new chart setups. And I'm going to keep working at it till we get this down so I can give you the most amount of information in the shortest amount of time and you have a good setup for your trading day. Traders, thanks for being with me. Always remember to trade smart, not hard. We'll see you tomorrow morning in Asia. Traders, have a great day now. Bye-bye.